I was looking for a room to stay during the week while teaching, and I was met at the door of this prospective place by a large orange Belton setter, and a beautiful dog. And the reason she was there as a pet was because she was deaf. But that's how I found out where that setter looked so appealing. I found out the dog was bred by George Bird Evans, and the landlady, the woman became at the time, introduced me to George Bird. Went up and listened to him play a classical guitar one evening. And it so happens he had a litter of pups at the time, and I met the qualifications to get one of the pups, and acquired the mother of the litter as well. That was Ryman's Blue Heather, and that was the start of my own kennel, Ryman's Blue Heather, a dog bred by George Ryman. I knew about woodcock from reading, but that was about it. I was in a place called Plainview, Long Island, New York. I was hunting with a beagle, and beagle flushed the woodcock, and I shot it. It was pretty simple. Having a woodcock in hand, and examining all parts of him, and it was great. Matter of fact, I introduced my dad to woodcock hunting on that same tract of land. Yeah, it was old Winchester '97 duck gun. That's where I was introduced to woodcock hunting. From there, I hunted. Really started grouse hunting while going to school in central New York at Syracuse, and began hunting grouse and woodcocks with beagles in that area.
He called this the Gate. It was my first hunt in the valley as well as George's. Well, George had hunted the valley previously, but not for woodcocks. He had never been involved in a flight, the likes of which that we experienced that day. The hunts described in a couple of his books, really. I wasn't used to having a glass of wine poured in fine crystal at the end of the hunt, and it was a fine experience for me. But I watched them. They loved the woodcock hunt and snipe. And I watched them, and they would walk so slowly. They'd just take a few steps, let the dogs work thoroughly, take a few steps. I learned something there, but I could never at that age, the young age, I could never get myself to slow down to that extent. Now I fully understand at this age why and how effective that can be. Let the dogs do the work, you know.
I'm Walt Lesser, and I'm a member of the Ruffed Grouse Society and the American Woodcock Society.